Hi, I'm Maanas. I'm an artist. I practice both in painting and ceramics. And I'm also an art educator. I teach international school in Bangalore. My biggest inspiration in art is art itself, like practicing art. So most likely it's not the subject, it's not about what I paint, it's about like the act of doing it. The act of painting is itself very exciting for me. The act of making images is exciting for me. So putting things together is like sometimes the juxtaposition of subjects. Sometimes it's just plain old mundane subjects that's right in front of me, like a portrait or like a still life, and then random compositions of things that come up in my memory. So there are multiple things that excites me as itself as an image making process of visual art. I find it quite fascinating. One of the things that we can do with images. So that's the exciting part for me in the practice of art. And further thing is like how, like working on paint and paper and then paint and canvas and then moving on to clay bodies and glazes, and so a variety of medium, because the surface decides the composition at some point for me, because I work in a spontaneous practice. My practice mostly involves being spontaneous. So the surface defines my composition, whether being a vase or like a canvas or like being a large piece to small 5-inch dry points, like it does appear randomly. It speaks to me, it asks me, because while I quite enjoy doing it, whatever comes to my head, and that momentary spontaneity is what I picture and depict in my piece. But even though I say it's momentary, spontaneous, the subject revolves around what happens to me, what happened to me, maybe also what will happen to me with the current series that I work on. The last series was most of memories of what I had. And the current series that I'm working on revolves around what might happen to me, like, because the anxiety of future, immediate future, sometimes also is in the piece.